Hey guys, welcome to Taylor's Thought. I have to preface this video with there is some derogatory language, some foul language, um, and that's not what this channel is about. That's not what this page is about. But I thought it was necessary to discuss how certain people feel they are entitled to talk to people that way and how it's unacceptable. So I'm not going to play the whole video, but just listen.
Because your doctor does.
Okay. You can go somewhere else if you like.
Make that and see if I don't
April 27th?
Sure.
Okay. What time do
I don't agree with the receptionist recording this conversation, this interaction with this patient. But I probably also get it because it's frustrating being in customer service. It's frustrating dealing with people who think they are entitled to treat you however they want to treat you. People nowadays just think that they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And I give kudos to this girl, the receptionist, who has kept her calm up until this point. So let's see what happens.
you want?
Whatever time you have. Later
I can do
is
8
better.
8 a.m.
But later.
He doesn't
not
do
better.
contact.
And the way the lady, the patient, is being like condescending and demanding when all you have to do is say, afternoon appointment, the latest possible, please, thank you. Like, just because she works in the office does not mean that she is less than you and that you get to treat her this way. People need to get off their high horses and stop treating people poorly. Like, anyway, let's just see how this continues.
In the afternoon.
Yeah, because I had one at 4 o'clock and I.
And today was the last day. That's not our fault. We're late.
So she's trying to calmly explain to the lady that yes, your appointment was today at 4 o'clock. However, apparently she didn't get off work on time and showed up late. And most offices have a policy. If you're more than 5, 10, 15 minutes late, they are going to cancel your appointment because that if they didn't do that, offices would be so far behind. Like offices are already far behind because they quality patient care matters to them. And so taking an extra 5, 10 minutes with a patient to make sure all of their concerns, questions are answered, then that pushes other things back. And yes, I don't know this specific situation, but if this is the last day that they're allowing a 4 o'clock appointment and that is no longer an option anymore, that's not this lady's fault. That's the practice's decision. And so it's not fair for this young lady to get yelled at when it's not her fault. It's just she's having to follow the rules put in place by somebody else.
Okay, ma'am? To me like that, I'm going to need you to exit and go to a different doctor because we're not going to deal with you being late to your appointment.
Good for her that she stood up and was not going to take that anymore. Because working in customer service all throughout college and working in fast food in high school, you get people that think that they are better than you, and you get people that think that it's okay for them to talk to you that way. But clearly, she took it and she got to her point, and she's telling her, we're not going to put up with that. And good for her because I say we as collectively, but those that are in customer service, health professions, or really anybody, anywhere in general, should not have to put up with attitudes that are not warranted. I get that the patient is upset that she didn't get to have her appointment, and that is frustrating. And I don't know the circumstances with her job, but you got to figure it out. You got to figure out a way to go to your boss and say, "Hey, I need new glasses. I need more contacts. My eyes are like my vision is different. It's not as clear as it used to be. I need this appointment," and figure it out with your boss. I know it can be hard. I work a job that's Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. And when most businesses are open? 8 to 5. I also work a job that's 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. And guess what? Most doctor's offices, optometrists, chiropractors, dentists, any type of place that I'm going to try and make an appointment for, their hours are 8 to 5. Sometimes 8 to 4, sometimes, 8 to noon, depending on the day. Some offices close early. So I have to ask off work to go to almost any appointment. And you know what? If I give my boss enough heads up, it's not a problem. So maybe this lady needs to have a talk with her boss and say, hey, you know, I need it to leave a half hour early or come in a half hour late so that I can take care of my physical, mental, emotional health.
Okay?
I have a job just like you.
Okay, so go to your job and tell them you have an appointment. You need to get off early.
Exactly. Go to your employer. Most companies have a policy of requesting time off or, maybe switching shifts with somebody or whatever that might look like for your job. Just because you didn't get things in order in a timely manner is not this receptionist problem.
That's what you need to do.
Try to provide for your kids as an own income and see if you have any control.
I'm not sure what that has to do with
And why is the patient bringing up that she is an only income? I know most companies are pretty flexible, not all of them, it depends on the manager, depends on the boss, depends on the person, the worker. Like, you can't expect your boss to read your mind. Bosses aren't mind readers. I don't know anybody on this planet that is a mind reader. So, but did you go and talk to your boss and say, "Hey, I need to leave early?" Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But just because you didn't get your ducks in a row for this doctor's appointment does not mean that you get to berate the receptionist. She has kept her calm for most of this video. Well, all of it, in my opinion. She's being stern and assertive, but not disrespectful.
I don't have
Okay,
insurance.
good for you. Good for you.
I don't have child support.
Okay.
I do this.
I get the patient's frustrations where if she is the only one supporting her family, if you take time off work, that's time that you don't get paid. But you also can't hold that against the doctor's office for their own policies and procedures so that they can get home in time for their loved ones, to have dinner, to do whatever. That is not this lady's fault. This is not the receptionist's fault. Again, you didn't get your ducks in a row. And just because your financial situation might not be what it might be of a couple does not negate the fact that you should still have things in order in your personal, professional life to get things done. And granted, I know I don't have all the facts for this. I'm going off of just what is in this video. But if you're an adult and you have kids and you have made it this far in life, how? How have you made it this far in life if you cannot get off a half hour early or an hour early for an appointment? That's just crazy to me. What happened to the golden rule? Treat others as you wish to be treated. Our country, our world has lost that as a whole. This needs to come back. The golden rule needs to come back. People need to learn to be nice to each other. They need to learn to be able to have confrontation and conversations without raising voices and without yelling and screaming and being ridiculous and throwing out derogatory terms and foul language. Like, there is no need for that. And so I just don't get it. I just don't get why people can't be nice. It's not that hard. It takes more effort and more energy, in my opinion, to be angry and mean than it is just to smile and, yes, there are situations in life that are frustrating. There are circumstances that are frustrating and can make us feel these things. But that doesn't mean that you take it out on the poor receptionist who's just trying to do her job. And ultimately, she's trying to help you, and you just turn into a complaining, yelling Karen, and that's not okay. That's it for today's Taylor's Thought.